Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English with Rosie. I'm Rosie, and I'm very happy you're here today. Thank you for joining me for another episode. Whether you're listening while taking a walk, exercising, preparing a healthy meal, or simply relaxing at home, I'm glad you're here. Today's topic is healthy habits. In our last episode, we talked about travel dreams and the places we'd love to visit someday. But before we can enjoy adventures, travel, and all the exciting experiences life offers, we need something important. We need our health. Health is one of the most valuable things we have. Yet many of us don't think about it until something goes wrong. That's why today I'd like to talk about some simple, healthy habits that help me feel better, have more energy, and enjoy daily life. I'm not a doctor or a health expert. I'm simply sharing some habits that have helped me over the years. And the good news is that most of them are very simple. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need a perfect schedule. You just need small actions repeated consistently. So let's talk about healthy habits. What does being healthy mean? When people hear the word healthy, they often think about exercise or diet, and those things are certainly important. But I think health is bigger than that. Health includes our bodies, but it also includes our minds. It includes our energy levels, our sleep, our stress levels, and even our daily routines. For me, being healthy doesn't mean being perfect. It doesn't mean eating perfectly every day. It doesn't mean exercising for hours. It simply means taking care of myself consistently, making choices that support my well-being, and trying to create balance in my life. Starting the day with water. One healthy habit I mentioned in a previous episode is drinking water first thing in the morning. It's such a simple habit, but it makes a difference. After sleeping for several hours, our bodies need water. Drinking a glass of water helps me wake up. It helps me feel refreshed, and it reminds me to stay hydrated throughout the day. Years ago, I often forgot to drink enough water. I would drink coffee. I would drink tea, but not enough water. Eventually, I noticed that I felt better when I stayed hydrated. Now I carry a water bottle with me most days. It's a small habit, but it helps. Eating a healthy breakfast. Another healthy habit is eating breakfast. I know some people skip breakfast, and everyone is different. But for me, a healthy breakfast helps me start the day with energy. I usually try to eat something balanced: eggs, fruit, whole grain toast, yogurt, or oatmeal. Nothing complicated, just simple foods that help me feel full and focused. I've noticed that when I eat a healthy breakfast, I'm less likely to feel tired later in the morning. And I'm less likely to eat unhealthy snacks before lunch. Of course, breakfast doesn't need to be perfect. The goal is simply to make a good choice most of the time. Moving my body. When people think about healthy habits, exercise is often the first thing that comes to mind, and for good reason. Movement is important. But here's something I've learned. Exercise doesn't have to be extreme. You don't need to spend 2 hours at the gym every day. You don't need to become a professional athlete. Simple movement matters. For me, walking is one of the easiest and most enjoyable forms of exercise. I love going for walks, especially when the weather is nice. Walking helps my body, but it also helps my mind. When I walk, I feel less stressed, I feel more relaxed, and I often return home with more energy than when I left. Some days I also do stretching exercises. Other days I might do a short workout. The important thing is consistency. A little movement every day is better than doing nothing all week, and then exercising for hours on one day. The importance of sleep. If I had to choose one healthy habit that changed my life the most, it might be getting enough sleep. Sleep is incredibly important, yet many people don't get enough of it. For a long time, I thought staying up late was normal. I would watch videos, scroll through my phone, or continue working late into the evening. Then I would wake up tired the next morning, and the cycle would continue. Eventually, I realized something. No amount of coffee can replace good sleep. Sleep affects almost everything: our mood, our energy, our concentration, our health. When I started prioritizing sleep, I noticed a huge difference. I felt more focused, more patient, and more productive. These days, I try to go to bed at a consistent time. I don't always succeed, but I try, and even that effort makes a difference. Managing stress. Life can be stressful. Work can be stressful. School can be stressful. Even good things can sometimes create stress. That's why learning how to manage stress is an important, healthy habit. For me, one of the best ways to manage stress is taking breaks. When I feel overwhelmed, I step away from my desk for a few minutes. I stretch, I walk around, or I simply take a few deep breaths. Another thing that helps is spending time outdoors. Nature has a calming effect on me. A short walk in a park can completely change my mood. Talking with friends also helps. Sometimes we don't need solutions. Sometimes we simply need someone to listen. Healthy relationships are an important part of a healthy life. Eating more fruits and vegetables. I try to include fruits and vegetables in my meals every day. Not because I'm trying to follow a strict diet, but because they help me feel good. Fresh fruit is one of my favorite snacks. Apples, bananas, oranges, mangoes, watermelon. I enjoy all of them. Vegetables are important too. They add color, flavor, and nutrition to meals. Years ago, I didn't pay much attention to what I ate. Now I try to make healthier choices more often. Not perfectly, just more often. I still enjoy dessert. I still enjoy treats. But balance is the goal, not perfection. Taking care of mental health. Physical health is important, but mental health is important too. Sometimes we focus so much on our bodies that we forget about our minds. I've learned that mental health requires attention, rest, connection, and self-care. One thing that helps me is spending time on hobbies, reading, listening to music, writing, learning new things. These activities help me relax and recharge. I also try to avoid comparing myself to other people. That's not always easy, especially in the age of social media. But comparison often steals joy. Everyone is on a different journey. Everyone moves at a different pace, and that's okay. Small habits, big results. One lesson I've learned about health is that small habits matter more than dramatic changes. Many people try to change everything at once. They create huge goals, and then they become discouraged. I've done that too. But now I focus on small habits. Drink more water. Take a short walk. Eat one healthy meal. Go to bed a little earlier. These small actions may not seem impressive, but over time, they create real results. Small habits are easier to maintain, and consistency is what creates lasting change. Healthy habits and happiness. Something interesting happens when we take care of our health. We often feel happier, not because life becomes perfect, but because we have more energy to enjoy it. When I sleep well, I feel better. When I move my body, I feel better. When I eat healthy food, I feel better. These habits don't solve every problem, but they create a stronger foundation, and that foundation helps us handle life's challenges more effectively. My Healthy Habit Challenge. If you're listening today, I'd like to give you a simple challenge. Choose one healthy habit. Just one. Not 10. Not 20. One simple habit. Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe it's walking for 10 minutes each day. Maybe it's going to bed earlier. Maybe it's eating more fruit. Choose one habit and practice it consistently for a week. Small changes can lead to big improvements. You don't need to transform your life overnight. You simply need to take one small step, then another, and another. Closing. Well, those are some of my thoughts about healthy habits. Now I'd like you to think about your own habits. What healthy habits do you already have? Which habits would you like to improve? Do you exercise regularly? Do you drink enough water? Do you get enough sleep? And what small change could you make this week? Remember, health isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about taking care of yourself one day at a time. Thank you so much for listening to English with Rosie. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned some useful everyday English vocabulary. Take care. Keep learning, keep practicing. And don't forget to take care of your health. It is one of the greatest gifts you have. I'm Rosie, and I'll see you in the next episode of English with Rosie. Goodbye for now, and have a wonderful day.